Hello and welcome back. Today we are playing Victoria 3. We are playing as Victoria herself, the UK slash Victoria herself, Queen Victoria of Hanover. Last episode, we did some unmanifesting of US's destiny. In future episodes, I think we will look to just take all of the coast because of memes. But this episode, what we're focused on is the insidious plot that we launched like 2 episodes ago to take all of the Congo. And so we are trying to cut off every point of ingress to the Congo. We kind of went ahead of time in tech in order to get malaria prevention. And so what we're doing now is we are trying to fully just get every single bit of coast around the Congo. We're not going to be colonizing anything else. We're colonizing down here. But other than down there, actually, let's even pause these as well. We're going to make no progress on these colonies because we already have that one paused. We want all of our colonies that are kind of going around the circle of the Congo here to go as fast as possible. And then we are also going to be taking this state and colonizing in this way as well. So we will just have we will be hugging around the entirety of the Congo with our country. Now, I think that this is a decent strategy. I think kind of you can do almost any strategy as UK and do pretty well, but this is going to be funny. While we try and improve relations with France in order to get the achievement, they don't like us very much, and we are going to bankroll them as soon as we can. But until then, let's take it on pause. Let's be off on our way. We do have a play against these guys. I think we moved a couple guys to the front. I assume that they're going to back down here. We have a play to, I believe, just conquer. Yeah, we're just going to conquer, and then we're going to come in and conquer here. I set this up in the interim. I think it was like 8 infamy. Just a kind of nice little play to just conquer these 2 states, heading on in. And we're still going to be like fairly reputable. Trying to keep the infamy under 25. This is important to emphasize. It's really easy to get guys into your market when you have under 25 infamy, and so if you just be careful and juggle it, and you can stay under 25 pretty easy. Under 50 is also okay. When you start going over 75, that's when people start leaving your market, has been my experience. Now, why go in through this way? This might actually be a strategy you want to take in a general sense in a lot of your plays, because if you take a look at this territory, it's got regular malaria, not severe malaria, and so if you want an easier ingress into the Congo, you can go in through here, assuming, you don't get ahead of time on tech. We're ahead of time on tech, so we don't even care if it's severe malaria, but this is a nice way to get in through here. Also makes Egypt an interesting / good start because you get access to the Congo, with just regular malaria. So, Piranha backs down, giving us their sweet, sweet territory. So now we're going to take a look here. So the way that infamy gets calculated for how much to take a state is it's based on population, and then there's like a cap. So for example, it's going to cost taking Hebei, which has a population of 8 million, is going to cost a ton of infamy, but it will hit the cap. In fact, almost all the cities from China, states from China, will have the same cost no matter what, because they all hit the cap, right? They're all going to cost 22.5 infamy. And so what you kind of want to do is you want to take states, as a general heuristic, you want to take states that are low population, or states that are really high population. You don't want to take middling population states. So I think that if we take a look at population, they don't really have too much population. It's going to cost us maybe 10 infamy to take them, I think. Let's take a look. Conquer state, Kaffa, 12 infamy. So we'll just chill for a little bit and then go after Kaffa. Actually, let's just declare now. We will get out of it. Now, what is this? They want to puppet Johor. So maybe we just want to... Well, we're trying to improve our relations with France, so we probably just let them do this. Yeah, this seems fine. I think we just take this war with Kaffa anyways. We will go over 25 infamy, but we'll decay below it pretty quickly here. Let's just take a quick look at all of our obligations that we're trying to do. So now Formosa is genial, so now we should be able to get them in the customs union. So let's do this before we declare the war, and then we can stop bankrolling them. Before we declare a war that will kick us over 25 infamy, because then we will have a malice to pulling people into our market. so we're gonna want to wait. China, we are trying to protectorate them. We are so close. If we get our army power projection a little bit higher, they would accept. So this is, I think that actually we might have put, I might have put some military in the front of the queue. I can't remember what I did, but I think I'm going to now, just for the purpose of trying to get Mexico. Yeah, I did put some military in the front of the queue. We weren't at 80 before, so as this recruits up, maybe we get to high enough. Let's just do the full shebang, shall we? In the capital, because the capital state will not rebel if you have more than one state. Burma abandons Johor. You just joined Johor. We're going to declare neutrality here. But we are going to look to protectorate Mexico and see who else we can invite to the Union of the Customs. New Africa is not cordial or higher, so we're going to absolve the obligation, which will take them into cordial. So the next obligation, we might be able to get them in. And we just started bankrolling, what is this, Korea? Except it's Joseon. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Okay, so we're going to have this war pop off. So we might want to... That's a little unfortunate. See, we do want to protectorate them. So I guess Kaffa will have to wait until after this war, because we want to protectorate, Mexico first before we go over the infamy cap. And so I guess Kaffa will have to wait until after our little, subject revolution here, which we will put down pretty handedly. I think we want to annex Sierra Leone sometime in the near future, so we get fewer subject relations. Yeah, we're already damaging relations, so we can annex them later. Generally speaking, reducing the number of your subjects is nice for a super late game when you're trying to expand a lot, because a lot of your ability to expand gets bricked by the fact that you're having revolutions. What is this? Okay, so this is a really good opportunity here, because for whatever reason, Brazil is belligerent with us, and so we are just going to back revolutionary Brazil here. We gotta wait, though. Can we not back revolutionary Brazil? Oh, we can. Because revolutionary Brazil will likely be a lot more, you know, happy with us, and maybe we'll join our customs union. Sorry, bud. So I think a few of these are already mobilized, so not a big deal. They will be mobilized for some time. Are they all just mobilized? We will just put them on the fronts here. And I assume they just back down off this. It's really not a winnable war for them, but you know... Uruguay sides with Brazil. Okay, bud. You got me. Didn't mean to click that. I wanted to click my general. This guy. We'll see. Actually, I think that they might have the 75. Yeah, so they have the Civil War Native Uprising that makes them so they just don't back down, which is like, I really hate this modifier so much. I feel like it should just, like, maybe be a percentage modification rather than a flat modification that makes the war always pop off, because this war is just going to pop off, but they have, like, no chance. Oh well, whatever. It's fine. Because we are trying to get Mexico to be our protectorate. You notice it has changed by 1 as our military has been recruiting here. And we still have to recruit a bit more. And so I think once we finish recruiting there, Mexico will be ready to become our protectorate. And then we'll start damaging relations with them with the intention of annexing them eventually. I wonder if they can be our ally while they're our protectorate. Probably not. Let's see if we have any place that has insufficient tax capacity. Home countries, East Anglia, West County. And then we will also... Ugh. Let's double check and make sure something weird hasn't happened to our PMs. No, we are subsidizing everything. Did we acquire... I think we want to get rid of these boyos, which fixes our PMs to look all nice and neat. Rubber rushes. And can we confederate? We are at war, so we should not be able to. That's a lot of rubber. We're close to cutting off this entry point here. We did start colonizing up here, but Wahadi and these guys have zero chance of getting that done. We are trying to cut off the Netherlands here in Mosi as well. So we are just drawing, this is good, just map painting a little circle around the Congo. Hopefully we can get that done this episode, but we'll see. And off we go. This war should be over right quick. I guess in theory we should actually do a landing to provoke like an even further front, but we have so many fronts on them right now. Or sorry, a landing, I guess, like right here. But they're just gonna get clapped real quick here. And Sierra Leone does get annexed, or Revolutionary Sierra Leone does get annexed. We are running a deficit. We're really fine with this. The investment pool is actually growing by an amount that's commensurate, so we're pretty break-even looking here, actually. We could even expand construction a little bit more, but I think we're going to chill for a little bit. Having a little bit of trouble keeping the trade unionists powerful, but that's okay, because generally speaking, as a trajectory, they'll get more powerful, especially as the standard of living rises, because we have wealth voting right now. Eventually, this wealth voting will not prohibit anyone from voting once you get high enough, voting ability. We do want to go compulsory primary school at some point. We are having trouble with education access as a general sense. I think we're just going to keep expanding the university. You know what? Why don't we get the max throughput bonus here? Now, do we have... Kind of tempted to make this swap now, actually. And we just went up to 51 for the max throughput bonus. This, I believe, will be the highest throughput possible that you can get without any event bonuses, because we have Big Ben here. The 51% throughput bonus on the universities once all these finish. That's a lot of universities. That's going to be an expensive thing, but then, okay, whatever. What were we looking? Ah, yes. So we're going to swap over to steamships, I think. We swap you over too. Steamships. It's hard to know how many. I'm assuming we're going to need extensive, or extensive is going to be the best for us. It's hard to know because we haven't swapped over the other stuff. This is always a bit of an uncomfortable swap. Oh, we don't have industrial port yet. Just kidding, I didn't mean any of this. I wish it was really all under one tech, because, like, you would have to, like, split up, like, what you're doing. You know? But it's not one tech. We have to get, gentry cranes, I think, to get industrial port. Now, let's see if anything's spreading in the military. Nothing is naturally spreading here. One of the reasons we did go ahead of time on malaria prevention, and which was really inefficient, is because we wanted stuff to natural spread to us. we're researching human rights now, so we can go higher education level. Is anything... So it looks like open hearth process is naturally spreading to us. We're probably going to go to electrical generators next. Rubber discovered. And let's see if we've recruited enough military to protect her at Mexico. Ah, this is unfortunate. So they have gotten a new strategy of defend the borders, so we will stop bankrolling them. That is unfortunate. Just the timing was a little bit off. Yeah. Oh well. It's fine. Not too big a deal. Definitely a little bit of frustrating. Clot wants a defense pact. No way. Should be finishing off Brazil pretty quick here, though. And then let's take a look at our market, see what we can build. We do want to expand the construction queue a bit. These, the boom booms were just gonna kind of always be expensive, but we will need a lot more engines. So let's take a pause, and we're going to, the heuristic we're going to use is we're going to look for peasants. We're going to look for the incorporated territory for the with the most amount of peasants that does not currently have any engine production, and then we're just going to go to 51 in that area, and then we're going to add a bunch of extra railroads on top to help support that. And that's kind of how our heuristic for expanding construction. That way we're getting max economies of scale throughput bonus on all of our industries. Or that's the plan anyways. We do want to go after Kaffa next. Really kind of annoyed that Mexico changed their strategy there to defending the borders. We were so close. This is why we were expanding the military. I mean, we're not going to delete the military now, but a little bit annoying. It looks like we have in Ethiopia a barracks. Oh, that's a conscription center? Where's the barracks? You're alleging. Right? Is this just trying to tell me about conscriptable battalions, or is there like an island here? No, that's Zanj HQ. I guess they're trying to tell me about a conscriptable. I think we'll max out the millet farms here. And if we want to like be min-maxy, we will delete the other ones and build millet farms. But we will just, oh, it's gonna need one of those. Gonna need one of those. You're fine on infrastructure. You're gonna need some infrastructure. Y'all are gonna need some infrastructure. Why don't we build some of these with ports? Seems good. Solve the infrastructure problems with ports. Okay. So we can make good use of the ports. We still are able to do quite a bit of trading. You know, as the game gets super late and we start incorporating almost everyone into our market, trading actually becomes useless. They're just going to need a lot more in general. We'll give you a rail and a port here. Play a little bit of whack-a-mole. You should just white peace out here, right? I don't think they have any war goals on anyone. Yeah, there's no war goals for anyone. But now we have a genial guy who is not belligerent, which the previous ruler, a little regime change action. What is this, the United States? You know, Brazil's attitude towards us was belligerent, so we just support the rebellion. Some classic behavior. And now we should be carried a little bit so that when we go after Kaffa, we will not be over 21. So this will be nice as well. This has been a strategy I've been wanting to try, just kind of snaking in here to get the regular Malaria provinces in here, but I haven't gotten to try it yet. Really keen on getting Oman too, just for the better, like, outline picture. I think we do take more manufacturing, so now we should be over 100% on some of these. Oh, wait. No, because we need to get, sorry, it's not over 100%. If the trade unions were happy and we were also getting this, Sorry, if they were powerful and we were also getting this bonus, so that, which would be 20%, it would be over 100% throughput bonus. It's a little bit of a bummer. New Africa's trying to sway us versus the New African Peasant Revolt. I think we'll just take this. Yeah, and then they offered us an obligation, so we should be able to pull them into the customs union. Oh, they're offering us an obligation. They haven't given it to us yet. I guess. This war does pop off as well. Playing a little bit of world police while we are decaying our infamy, because you know, we want to stay under 25 so that we can, you know, manipulate stuff around a bit. And getting an obligation on New Africa is pretty good because we can try and pull them into the customs union. That should be fine, or more than enough, really. And Kaffa could wait. In fact, we might even be able to do the Kaffa War as well. We might not have to wait. So if this war finishes before this other war pops off, we will be able to do that. And we are just making gobs of money, so we will probably... Well, I think that we might be done with our stint in deficit spending. In which case, switching to free trade was a bit of a mistake. No, wait, no. Sorry, switching to laissez-faire was perhaps a little bit of a mistake. Because if we're not using the loan interest rate, it might have been better to be on the other one to make the trade unionists happy. Like, I'm not sure which is better. Having the trade unionists happy for an extended period of time, or being on that law. The better law versus having the IG happy is kind of a bit of a weird one. We are going to try and change over now to compulsory primary school. Industrialists really don't like it, but they're really happy with us anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. So we will do that. And then we do have technology we can research, and I'm not sure what we want. So we could go ahead of time and get trench warfare. Kind of tempted to get gentry cranes, except it's nat spreading to us, and we do want to make use of our natural spread. Feminism would also be really good here. I think I like feminism, but we're going to take a look around a little bit. Feminism should also help us to empower the trade unionists. So it's either feminism or electrical generation into electrical capacitors, into electrical railways, something like this. I think I'm going to go feminism. For now, we just researched human rights. Human rights was not nat spreading to us, so there's no chance, no shot that someone researches feminism in the near future, so it's not going to nat spread to us in the near future, where something like socialism might, or someone could research electrical generation. So we're going to go this route, and then maybe go trench or something? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, this war should actually finish up. I don't know what they're waiting for. They should just wipe peace. Neither of them have war goals on each other. But this way, now we take Kaffa. And we have a few battalions that aren't doing anything. Notably in Ethiopia, there's like nobody with an interest as well. This is one of the reasons why Ethiopia is like a decent place to expand into. Okay, so Egypt has an interest, but Egypt's the only big country. Also why, if you take a look, in terms of strategic regions, La Plata is, in almost every run, La Plata is a good place to expand into, like puppeting Chile and Argentina, because nobody has an interest there. But Ethiopia is another kind of one of those places where the targets are soft and you're not going to get, you know, fingers stuck in your pie from other great powers, generally speaking. Damage relations is broken. We cannot damage with Venezuela anymore, so we'll probably be annexing Venezuela pretty soon here. And we have construction available in the construction queue, so we're going to take a look at the railways. Why are you... I feel like I did not have that much stuff in the queue. I guess I'll just add one extra rail more than I think in all these places, just because I feel like I should not have been getting bricked this hard on the railways, and this will be a little bit of a thing we can do. And then let's go into China, where we have our agriculture stuff, and just 51 everything that's not 51. So what are we gonna need? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. So this will be, yeah, that'll be the number. And then this will be 25 minus 1. And then we'll need a couple railways. 1, 2, 3. So this is 21. And so 1, 2, 3. So now this will have everything will have 51. We're not going to set any goals on Gojam. This war will pop off because it is a revolution. This war won't pop off because there we go. It very actively does not pop off. Oh, it's all to the one state. Okay, fair enough. We kind of don't want this here. We'll kind of just delete it. We'll expand those. That'll be fine. And now we can colonize through here. And we're also colonizing here already. And so we're just going to create a perfect circle around the Congo. Hopefully we get it done this episode. That is the hope. And we are also, you know, we got a lot of infamy decaying, so this is good. We're helping out with this peasant revolt. We have an obligation now, so can we invite you to the customs union? We can. So let's stop bankrolling you since you're accepting. Unless, maybe we want to try and protectorate these guys. We're going to start bankrolling them again. We want to protectorate them. They are amenable to that. Is New England amenable? Not really, because we have a truce. But if we didn't have a truce, they'd still not be quite on board. So we'll keep bankrolling them. And then we're looking for people so that we're hurting relations with, that we're probably going to try and annex. So, like, we're hurting relations with Portugal, but we do have a truce, so we can't annex them. We're hurting relations with Sierra Leone. We can't annex them because we have good relations. You need to be in negative relations to declare war on someone. So that's why we have a lot of both bankrolling and making relations worse. Now, we have good relations with Italy. We could bankroll Italy, I think. Italy is not a great power, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Yeah, Italy's not a great power, so we can pull them into the market, which was why we started improving relations with them to begin with, because they were, like, super, like, you're uncool, man. So we're going to switch to bankrolling instead of improving relations. This way we can get a obligation and then use that obligation to pull them into the market, because they're minus 36, so they would say yes. And we're going to need to expand construction, or the queue, a little bit. Why don't we take a look at what natural resources are expensive? It looks like sulfur's a little bit expensive, so why don't we put down some sulfur mines in a bunch of places and then set them to auto-expand as well. This should work out. Oop. Set all these to auto-expand. Beep, beep, beep. Alright, and then we will want to get rid of the barracks here. So we do that pen and paper. So a huge bureaucracy malice or minus enactment chance on the primary schools. I don't think we can afford this bureaucracy. Minus 15%. What is our base number? Like 12k, so that's minus like 2k. Yeah, we can't afford that. We're just gonna come off this for a while, which should be fine. Yeah, we'll come back to it. There's not really any other laws we want to pass. I mean, we could transition to old age pensions, but for the most part, would harsh the industrialists' mellow a little bit, so let's not do that. We should instead build a little bit more construction because we are making money. Now, I feel like I've been trying to solve this railway problem for a while now. Let's see what's expensive in our market. It is the boom booms. We need new tech to actually make that work the way we want. I think we have a bunch of glass in the queue already, but we can take a look. So the lowlands, let's get the lowlands up to 51 on their glass. And then let's give them a whole bunch of railways at the front of the queue. Even though they're already building several railways. What is up with... Is there something wrong with my rails, man? Do I have like a national malice? No, I don't. Hot diggity damn, we get an uprising. That's exactly what we want to see. Because this means we'll get all of Nama real quick here. And we will be able to completely cut off, you know... This is why we paused all of our other colonization, because we are trying to really close this gap. Rubber boom. We need more rubber. But I like tech, so we'll do vulcanization. We do have... The queue is auto-filling to some extent, but we are going to have to, you know, help it out a little bit here. So why don't we do some of this? I do always love... So we're going to sort by peasants, and we're going to just add a bunch of fish in a bunch of places. Which kind of spreads around the wealth, because there's never too much capacity for fish, so... And it helps us just fill out the construction queue in a nice, fast fashion. So they like us. Let's take a quick look. Are you still cautious? Yeah, these two have been cautious for quite a while. Oman is also cautious. We do want to pull them into being a customs union. I suppose we could... Well, now they're friendly, so now puppeting them militarily is not really much of an option. Although they are owners of this little border here, so we would really... for the sake of the picture... We would really like to have them, but I guess it's probably not too important. Some people want parliamentary republic. Are you kidding me? With this girl boss in charge with plus 140? Get out of here. Papua uprises. I didn't even know we were still colonizing Papua, so we didn't really want to be. But we will go here and we will take care of them. Papua is kind of okay to get an uprising for, though. This will be nice. Oh, you're also on this island? Really? Eastern New Guinea gets completed. We actually really love these uprisings because it's going to allow us to close these borders real quick here. Open earth process for steel mills. Boop. It does make less money, but it should be able to sort itself out. Also, it will help empower the trade unionists because it is using less laborers and more of other people. And we'll use rotary valve engine as well. And we are making too much money, so... I'm gonna add construction centers. Construction queue is starting to get pretty big. Around like, I don't know, somewhere between 2 and 4K is where it starts feeling really uncomfortable to stay on speed 3 and keep the construction queue going in like a way that's kind of good. The pop is just growing so nicely, though. Standard living's cranking up a little bit. We are doing pretty good on this front as well in terms of loyalists versus radicals. So once we take Nama, it'll just be Hero and this smattering up here, and then everyone's completely cut off from getting into this whole shtick. Love to get another obligation from them. I guess we could try and think of... Yep, they win the war. So we can try and... United States is not a great power. So we can, in theory, pull them into the market. So we could end the rivalry here. But then we can't unmanifest their destiny, which is funny. So the proper play is probably trying to pull them into our market. But the funny play is going to be declaring wars and taking all their coastline. Which is, sometimes you just gotta go for the funny plays. I guess since we're making so much money, we can decrease taxes here. Which adds us to legitimacy a little bit, but more importantly, it's going to pull this up, which is going to accelerate migration. We get our war with Nama. Should be over pretty quick, and then we'll get our war with Papua, which will also be over pretty quick. We will not add... So we're not adding colonization to any of the interior states. Ooh, I thought we were colonizing right there. We want to be. But we're not colonizing any of the interior states because we're just trying to draw the borders perfectly. Oh wait, did we not want to be colonizing here? We already have the colony there. So we will actually pause this. Because colonization, the way it works is you have a singular colonization pool. The more colonies you have, the slower each one of them expands. In theory, you should probably only do one at a time, but that would require a lot of micromanagement. The reason why you would do one at a time is that provoking the revolutions of them is pretty good. Unless you like actively did not want that to happen, in which case it would not be good, obviously. We're just doing level 1 in all these places, so what we will come in and do is we will set things to auto-expand until it breaks out. We will set all of these to auto-expand, because eventually for all these types of resources you do want to auto-expand them all out. And then we will go in here, go to rural, and start setting them all to auto-expand. All the ones that have a cap, so for example we won't do this for any of these. I forgot we researched irrigation, and we were starting to turn it on, but then engines were getting expensive, so we just did not everything at once, but we'll finish turning all those on. And then do want these to be on all the right ones though. Let's go Steam Donkey, Rails, publicly traded. We don't care too much about super micromanaging everything, but we do want to set the stuff we want on auto expansion on auto expansion. We want you all on tanker cars and publicly traded. Cool. And so we could probably expand construction even more. I guess that's what we do. I mean, this is how you make the line go straight up. You just build a ton of construction. But it also, like, from a gameplay perspective, like, we probably, like, are getting to the point where we can clap everyone. And so, like, it's like, do you really want to expand the construction some more? We're going to put some of these in the back of the queue because we'll need them eventually. Oh, there is no back of the queue. Got it. Alright, well, we should be losing money after this, which is kind of where we want to be a little bit. And then we will... I don't know. What's expensive in the market? What are people paying? Let's try and increase the standard of living. So... let's go in here and see what people are buying. They're buying clothes. Clothes are expensive. So what we could do is we could expand the clothing industry. So let's take a look. Let's go here. Let's sort by peasants and see where has the most peasants that is part of our territory. That is incorporated territory. And then we'll add a whole bunch of rails to both here and the Highlands. So we're sorting by peasants that are in our, like, homeland territory because we want all of our infrastructure. So you, generally speaking, will increase the population by quite a lot for all the industries you have. Your population pays taxes if it's in incorporated states. They don't pay taxes in unincorporated states except for consumption taxes. And so you, generally speaking, want all your all this to be in incorporated states, all your industries. Now, as far as, you know, your resource industries or your resource stuff, you don't care if it's in unincorporated states. Wow, it's stuff's so cheap. You don't. It's not a big deal if it's in unincorporated states, largely because you're getting this throughput, this 10% throughput bonus from colonial exploitation. And it's like it's not going to have a whole bunch of it's gross. Yeah, this is the problem here. So those should become way more profitable and in play. Needed to play whack-a-mole up in this bizzle. So, as I was saying, you know, the population of these places is going to be really high because the industry is pulling people because there's a ton of jobs. And so if we had like an unincorporated state have a huge industry, it would pull a bunch of people. Those people would not pay taxes, and they would compete with our domestic industries, and they would compete with the 10% throughput bonus. So all other things equal, they would be more profitable, and so that would drive unemployment in our incorporated states, which would be especially bad if we had, you know, more welfare that going on than we do, but we don't have too much welfare going on. Ooh, we can increase colonial affairs and home affairs. Here's to not watching stuff very closely. Do want to eventually get out of here, but this is costing 606, so we're going to be close to 0 extra once we finish. Well, let's take a look and see. So we have insufficient tax capacity in home countries, west countries, kind of just everywhere. Ulster, Leinster. So let's just expand that. Ulster, Leinster, home countries, west countries, Midlands. Let's just as well. That'll be nice. Politician died. Who died? Robert Dixon of the rural folk. What are you now, Robert Dixon? You're now a moderate. So you won't want to join that other party now. Maybe. We'll see. Gonna make sure that we're expanding. Yep, we're expanding colonies kind of all the places we want. Portugal is colonizing, but we're gonna annex Portugal pretty soon here, so it doesn't matter. And our construction queue is starting to get difficult. So let's go in and make sure they're auto-expanding. So see all these? Not auto-expanding. They are 51. So we're going to start turning all these auto-expansions on. So we're going to 51 you here. Set you on auto-expand. Auto. Going to 51 you. Put you on auto. Already on auto. Never put the munitions and the small arms on auto. You're gonna be on auto. Y'all are gonna be on auto. We added a bunch of industries here, so we'll probably need some railways. And we'll just, gonna need some there, gonna need some there, gonna need some there. Kind of okay there. We are gonna be running deficit. We have battalions in reserve. That's kind of fine. We can declare interest. Lies. We've declared interest everywhere. Except for sometimes your interests get bricked, and so I guess you gotta check. Kind of, I think this was more the case in earlier builds of the game, where it was just a little bit more buggy. Or that was my opinion slash perspective slash observation. We've almost closed off the gap here, so once we get this little territory, we will pause colonization in Hero. Because we are trying to cut everything off. That is the goal. It'd be nice to get all of Papua. I guess we'll increase this a little bit here. And let's see, what do we need? So the Boom Booms are having trouble working things out. We did put a bunch of more glass in already. Now, oh, Mosi has an uprising. We will put that down. And let's see. We will accept the peace deal. Picking up this stuff. We were still colonizing in here because we wanted to cut off the Netherlands, but we were colonizing right fast, and now we're just going to get all of Mosi, so that'll be fine. Glass. We can make more glass, I think. Well, let's look at our glass industry if it's profitable, right? It is. Okay, so we're going to make more glass. So we're going to go into industry, we're going to click on glassworks, we're going to sort by peasants, because we don't have a ton of unemployed yet, but we will pretty soon. We'll start going down that route. And so we see Leinster, but you know what I also noticed? We don't have too much industry in Wales, so let's just, if they build it, they will, if you build it, they will come, type of thing in Wales. Gonna add a bunch of extra infrastructure on the top, and then we are going to set it to auto expand. And we are gonna need more engines soon. They are relatively profitable here, so we're gonna sort, and we're gonna do this kind of until we can, until we have a ton of these industries built out in the capital. So now we see Leinster, and so I will 51 it here. And so we do want to do the women in the workplace stuff, so let's just take a quick look. And then I think we go electrical generation into electrical capacitors, into electric railways, like way ahead of time on tech. This seems decent. That way we kind of try and work on getting some nat spread. I like this. And so now, I don't think we have any feminists, so I don't think we can go this route anyways. But soon. We do have proportional taxation laid down. We do want to do primary schools, but we can't yet. We are losing money. Our construction is going up. We've been very consistently, increasing construction, and we get gentry cranes. So now we can swap over. So we're probably going to need more shipyards. The home countries has the huge bonus. So why don't we do some of this, and then swap you to steamships and do extensive. And then in the rural, we will swap everything over to using steamships. And then in the military, we'll swap everything over to ironclads. Take the defense, I guess. I don't really know. It seems trivial which one we pick. And let's do a quick run through. You're friendly but cautious. Friendly but cautious. Friendly but cautious. Cordial but antagonistic. And cordial and genial. But we have no obligation with you. And we want to protectorate you. No obligation. And Italy, no obligation. So we could trade union in Italy. Ayo, we get to 100 million. Let's go. We're about to hit 1 billion on the GDP as well. Nice little combo. Want to get the last tick of Heerland there. Ooh. We will get a peace deal. So, we can declare a war. Let's take a look at our infamy. We're at 15, so it doesn't have to be a big war. I think I want to annex Portugal. Unfortunately, we cannot. Why can't we do a play against Sweden? This is not a play we started. Are we not able to because of the uprising play? Start any wars? I think that's the case. I think if we're joining someone else's play, it lets us start a play, but if it's a play on us, it doesn't. That's a little bit disappointing. Oh well, we'll have Mosi soon enough. And we get a bunch more bureaucracy, so now I think we can actually expand some of our other institutions a little bit. I think I'm going to go for workplace safety offices. Our population is getting pretty high. We want to protect that population. And this is starting to come up, so we might want to do mortality from this as well. It's still only 613, so I think we can afford this. It is saying we're going to run a shortage, but we'll just build more. We do have, so West County, we have insufficient tax capacity, so we'll build a couple of government admins in West County. And then we will look in horror as we still have infrastructure problems, but that's okay. Now, steamships are real expensive. We are doing stuff to handle that, although since ironclads are not that expensive, what we might do here is go to shipyards and switch to regular military shipbuilding, which should even that out a little bit. And then let's take a look at our market again. The boom booms are still expensive. I believe they're not that profitable and are having difficulty employing anyways. So it's not the case that we don't have enough of these boom boom things. It's the case that fertilizer is too cheap. And we've been trying to export fertilizer, but it's just, the price is just too depressed. And we can't export a large enough volume of it. So if we are like protectionists, we could subsidize this. I don't think this is worth it, but we could. But until then, we'll, yeah, meh. But we were trying to bring down the price of clothing, because that is what is, and this has been a little bit successful, I think. That is what people were paying a lot for, and now they're paying quite a lot less. And we also could bring down the price of grain. I think we can import grain, actually. I think this is a decent item to import. Anyone we can import a lot from. Now, why are these mounts stuck on level 1? Is it because we don't have enough convoys? We have a ton of convoys, though. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be stuck on 1 for all those. I think it might just be buggy UI, and so we could look at profitability. I don't know. But if we... Well, let's go back into this, and let's go back to the grain. And let's set it on prioritize... Oh, we can't. Okay, but... What's the most productive? None of them are very productive. Okay, well, fair enough. So we kind of want to avoid building in Great Britain any of the grain stuff, but I mean we could just like add stacks on stacks here. The wheat is relatively profitable. We could just expand it. Feels a little bad. Just gonna expand a lot of this infrastructure a bit. The whack-a-mole game. I think some of that is. Well, so we're going to need that infrastructure eventually, but I believe quite a big chunk of that is just, not us not having enough infrastructure, but in fact the, what's it called, turmoil. Alright, we'll solve some of these ones with ports. Good to see those things are building up in the auto queue stuff. What's the matter with you? Do you have like some weird thing? What are... Oh, we did... Shoot. We forgot to swap all these over. Oh well, they will get sorted then. So we're gonna swap all these to industrial ports. Which should sort your infrastructure, not short it. Yeah? Now we don't have enough steamers, right? Most of these about to be done. Why don't we add... We're going to add some rails at the back of the queue in some of these ones that we keep on popping up, and we're going to add 5. Just so that we have a little bit less problems moving forward. They do have auto construction, so this will keep the auto construction going as well. And then we can take a look, and I think what we are going to... Yeah, yikes. This is not a big deal, but we are working on it. But why don't we work on it some more and set it to it's already just regular military shipbuilding, not extensive. I think that we can go through here and just try and make sure all our PMs are where we want them. While stuff sorts itself out. Do wish there was a button to switch everything to this PM automatically. This would be a huge quality of life change. Do want those all auto expanding, same with these and these. We are making some money. Kind of don't want to be doing that. But I guess we're fine with it. We could lower taxes. We are hyper legitimate anyways, but who cares? We could still lower taxes. Really want to get back to having the trifecta, the three of these, both powerful and happy. That's where we want to be. Booming industries. That is nice. Industrial boom. I think we will do the industrial sector here on this event. We do need more explosives. The problem is, though, that the cheapness of fertilizer is what's killing us. More than anything, which is like a reason to, like, for example, here we expanded the millet on the back of that. Why don't we just go all the way with the millet, I suppose, or at least 51 it, and then set it on auto expand. And the millet is going to be using more, you know, we won't delete, I don't think we're going to delete anything, but the millet is using more railways, or sorry, not railways, but rather, 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, we do have a bunch of construction that is unused. We are getting our auto construction kind of going here. I think we want to continue to try and make... I mean, I want to solve this problem, but it's already solved. It's already... the solution's already in the queue, you know? I guess we could try and make furniture cheaper. So we're going to go into industry. We're going to look for some furniture, and we are going to sort by where we have peasants. Where do we have levels of this already? Beijing? Okay, never mind. We're going to look where we have peasants. We are looking for incorporated territory. I think we just built some stuff here that maybe hasn't employed yet. But it looks like we are starting to really get rid of... let's go back, let's go into this mode again and see if... I think if we don't select anything, we do get to see unemployed and peasants. So don't have a lot of employed, still have some peasants here. But this is kind of the last bastion of peasants. So we will 51 this here. And then I'm very excited to be able to turn on here. Let's make sure, let's check through some of these and see what we can do here. Rotary valve engine, it loses a little bit of money, but it makes a bunch of laborers free. And since we're running out of laborers over there, I think I like this. Same with rotary valve, it makes labor cheaper. We'll do it here. And so now a lot of labor is freed up. We, of course, can't swap this. Why don't we put everything on military shipbuilding? Because the steamers are what's killing us right now. We'll switch everything to rotary valve. I don't think we want to go breach loaders yet, because we do not need that many cannons. That's my understanding. Or often you don't want to go to, like, later military tech PMs. They're often not very efficient. Although it's just not efficient in general, is a thing. Okay, we'll take this piece. Can't do Portugal, but we can annex Venezuela. It'll be a fine objective. It'll only give 1.7 infamy, so we only want to do it, yeah, if we are going to have some decay anyways, which we will. We'll set it to annex, but I think I'm going to call it an episode here. What we've done mainly is just focus on this thing and putting down the natives. We've expanded construction, you know, typical colonial things. We haven't done too much in terms of our own wars, other than I think we just did 2 wars here, 2 little wars, and then it's mainly just putting down the natives, slash, well, I guess, you know, we stuck our thumb in Brazil's pie, and did a little regime change action here, so that was kind of interesting. But for the most part, it's been pretty chill. This episode, you know, we are very close now to closing this gap. In fact, what we will do here, some little bit in the interim, we'll pause this and we'll pause this because these have closed out. That way these 2 finish up faster. Notably, along traditional methods, we actually have closed off all the colonization here, but I think a full circle around will be much funnier. And so that's we will be completing the circle next episode. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.